Coach hopes you greatly enjoyed your Christmas. Let's get straight into it. Of course, he appreciates you being here. So first off, we got some Duke rookies smashing LeBron's records. We think it's the beginning of the LeBron erasure. He's the worst thing to ever happen to basketball. Get him out of the league. Some interesting little number tricks the Rams are pulling here with their Super Bowls. They've got 5 appearances. Well, of their 2 wins, okay, IV and VI, and then look at the 2 losses, IV and VI. What's going on there? Of course, there's an anomaly with the LIII. We're sure that'll key in somewhere else down the line. Sydney Thomas here, ring girl during the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. A minute ago, coach says Sydney Thomas is Sydney Sweeney. Okay, you got this cat here from Ned Declassified. Coach never seen this show, but he says for sure Tyler Chase here is just Fred Savage. Okay, from the Wonder Years. Of course, Fred Savage of the Wonder Years, brother with Ben Savage from Boy Meets World. We're just going to skip a bunch of this stuff. So this is one. It's just they stack, like they make all the rules. There's no way to ever fucking try to fight back or call them out on their bullshit because they make all the rules. They get to break all the rules in your face while saying, "Nuh-uh, it was you." Right? So here's a perfect example. Literally just a fucking meme on Facebook. Anybody can pick on. They had a full nipple hanging out here, dude. Full nipple hanging out. Coach had to censor it, right? Because if he talks about it and shows you a nipple, he's some sort of deviant trying to sexualize it, right? But they can just have the plausible denied. Oh, it was just an accident. Had no idea my nipple was hanging out in this fucking meme that 5,000 people have liked. Okay? So it's just some stupid fucking fluff thing where it's like Debbie and Josh, who married in December, they revealed their baby was born healthy and happy and their joy at becoming parents, right? So it's like this is they're celebrating their baby. Right, they're celebrating their baby, so she's just gonna have her nipple hanging out. Of course, the comments are all like, "Is that how she feeds the thing?" Right. So if they got something as blatant as a nipple hanging out, you know it's for damn sure on purpose, right? So if they're for damn sure doing that on purpose, where are they trying to distract you from? Let's look all around, right? We're gonna play like you got that stupid highlights magazine from when you were a kid, and you got to point out all the things wrong with the picture. First off, we got the NPC with the one eye, right? We got Miss Duper's Delight over here. She looks like she's in on something, right? What's so funny? Is it the fact that that's the most obvious wax head you've ever seen? You think that's a baby? Have you ever seen a baby? You know babies have nose holes, right? Why can't this thing breathe? What's up with its right eye? They didn't even do the right eye good at all. Is it just missing its eye? Is that what happened? It's just this is a horribly deformed baby. I thought it was born happy and healthy. Why does it have one eye and no nose holes? Okay, so there's that. But okay, so last one, just in case you think I'm tripping there. What's up with left titty here? Why does this look like a leg? That's the weirdest boob you've ever seen. What the hell is that? So, just saying. DK Metcalf. Coach called this one as soon as he heard the story. His buddy told him Steelers player punched a Lions player and said it was, he called him the N-word. Coach said they were going to call it bullshit, right? They were going to expose it, that he didn't call him that because people that can afford bajillion-dollar seats at NFL games and stuff, they're not just waiting to randomly call some random player on the other team the N-word in mostly meaningless regular season matchup. It just doesn't even make any sense. But DK Metcalf, that of course makes you think of Donkey Kong. They got the big Donkey Kong game out. Makes Coach think of Indomitian Sue, because me and my buddy used to always call him Donkey Kong Sue, so it's very weird. Famous Lions player, right? And it was a Lions fan that was involved. Also, Detroit fan, makes you think Malice in the Palace. Right, Coach, don't leave anything. We're getting all the scraps, right? So, weird little thing here with the Packers. I'm not gonna spend too much time on, but if you were looking for them in the year 2026, well, they did have 29, and that seemed to flip to 62. But what really got Coach thinking that was interesting is not so much about the Packers, right? But isn't it weird that right after the year 2026 we get Super Bowl 62. What the fuck is that about? How do they pull that shit off? Like, there's no way that's a coincidence, man. They're on some next level shit. That's for sure. Super Bowl 31. Packers and Patriots. I honestly don't remember why I keyed that one, but I'll get this one. So Super Bowl 26. This one's really odd. So Super Bowl 26 on January 26th. It gets better. What year? 92. 3 26s and 1 Super Bowl. Crazy. Super Bowl 16 here with Joe Montana and the Niners. Well, you know, Goff wears 16. He's obsessed with the Niners and Joe Montana. Patricia Arquette, you know, can never be 100% with any of these. Coach says Patricia Arquette is playing Jennifer Coolidge. Okay, but that's not as interesting as what Coach found. This one's really crazy. No joke, dude. So it's like, obviously, you know, they tell you, it's hard to, we're just gonna have to get straight. So Coolidge, right? Jennifer Coolidge, right? Like, that's got to be Calvin Coolidge. When have you ever seen Coolidge anywhere else, right? So nowhere on the wiki does say anything about Calvin Coolidge. Absolutely nowhere. Okay? But it's the great-granddaughter of President Calvin Coolidge, and they tell us, like, Wikipedia is like this free and open thing. You're telling me no one in the history of fucking Wikipedia thought it was worth noting that Stifler's fucking mom is the granddaughter of a U.S. president? Nobody thought that was She's got so much more interesting shit about her you don't even mention ever. Not under personal life, nothing. Just, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, it's like, how do you even try to play that off, dude? Like, that should be the fucking first thing you know about this bitch. And you do, because they gave it to you with their name. That's why they're not going to put it on Wikipedia. You got to be a moron if you didn't figure it out. Okay? You never heard Coolidge? Go to fucking history class in 7th grade, and you'll figure it out. Okay, so Coach is looking up the movie Focus, right? Looking up the William H. Macy movie. What do you know? William Smith also has a movie called Focus, so they got to have a guy named Will star in movies called Focus. We hit 300 subs, so there's that. We're at over 1/3 views as well. We like that. The stat Coach wants to pump up. We need 1,000 comments. So, Kat, on this video right here, I need 69 comments from you. Alrighty. So, of course, I'm just kidding. This is just people talking about how shitty LeBron is. Comparing his aging body to, like, Embiid, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I thought this was interesting. They talk about how, like, Hogan held the WWE in his hands for so long, like how LeBron did. That's a very good comparison. Let's skip any here. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, isn't it weird that LeBron beat the Mavericks in the finals and then ends up with Luka on his team as his teammate? So Kat said the Fab Five. Right, so Coach is talking about the Fab Five because Michigan basketball is really good right now. Of course, their football team won not too long ago. Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. Jalen Rose was in the Fab Five. He was also on the Pacers. The Pacers were just in the finals in the NBA. Right, so Kat said Fab Five reminds him of the Sudbury Five, Canada's current basketball Super League champions. Okay, and I looked it up, and they're the Wolves, which is weird, like the Wolverines. And then Kat was gassing Coach up because they're a bomb like that. And I said Austin Matthews Stafford, right? So we got like the weird Maple Leafs and Sixers connections possibly, right? So you know, we got the Rams possibly winning the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford, Leafs best players, Austin Matthews. Philly just won. They had Jordan Matthews. Cousin was Jerry Rice, Niners receiver. Niners are hosting the Super Bowl. Niners and Sixers both have numbers as names. They could, you know, Sixers could win the same year Niners host. Max Domi, Leaf. So Maxwell Domi. You know, Maxwell's a singer. He's from Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Dodgers just won the World Series. The Maple Leafs theme song, right back where we started from, is by Maxine Nightingale. Nick Nightingale's character in Eyes Wide Shut. Nick Nurse is the Sixers curse. Let's see. There's Ndamukong Suh. Can you believe we're looking for Tom Brady, or any Browns connection to Barry's, right? Because we love Barry Sanders, right? We think there's going to be some big Lions Browns joke. Can you believe Tom Brady went to the same high school as Barry fucking Bonds? Come on. Ridiculous. Oh my God, we're really going to start having some fun now. Can you believe Nick Saban is coaching in the NHL? Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Can you believe he's coaching for the Nashville Predators, who are owned by William Haslam, Jimmy Haslam's brother of the Browns? What in the actual hell? We've got Bill Belichick going to the Browns, but somehow Nick Saban ends up with William Haslam before we get Bill Belichick going with Jimmy Haslam. How the hell does this happen before Bill is in fucking Cleveland? What are they waiting for with Kevin? What could possibly happen to save his job or lose it? How is anything in the balance? Right? It's just we're just going to keep him there to continue to not develop Shador, right? To never give him first team reps in practice. What the hell are they doing? It's just how you know it's all fake bullshit. If it wasn't fake bullshit, at the very least, Kevin would be fired and some other idiot would be taken over. That's the more logical thing, right? Just go with a complete random idiot, not Bill Belichick, the fucking perfect, little joke selection, right? It would just be someone random whenever, they hired the guy from Tulane. That's awesome. Good for them. I hope he does good. Right? So fucking William Haslam here, succeeded by Daniel Brown. Okay? So Daniel Brown, he also... So look, preceded by Victor Ashe. Ashe, like Asheville. This guy is the fucking owner of Nashville Predators. Okay, succeeded by Bill Lee. We got Bill Belichick. This guy's hired Nick Saban. This is the one. It's if you don't believe all the rest is fucking garbage. How in the fuck is he married to Chrissy Garrett when Myles Garrett is not only the best player on the Browns, he's the best player in all of fucking football? How in the hell does that happen? There's no way you think that just happened. That is fake as fuck. It's ridiculous. Okay, he just happens to be the founder of Pilot Corporation. Remember, Coach had this weird hunch, I think they're doing a bunch of aviation shit. And there's a big fucking plane crash the next day, right? 52% of the vote. That could be a 2025 of some sort, for Nashville Predators. Just another stupid-ass team we got to keep our fucking eye on. So... Coach always keeps it real with you. Coach decided to go on a couple of days break and not smoking. It's not working out so great. That's why he's so fired up. It's not that anything's particularly going wrong with any of our picks or that I had a bad Christmas. Coach just really wants to get high. Okay, so let's see. So that also explains more. Remember, Coach told you there's definitely a big Tennessee and Browns connection. The way his brother's right there. In Nashville. Harold Stores, right? Harold Fannin Jr. just happens to be one of the best rookies on the Browns, probably the best healthy rookie right now, at least on offense. Tennessee Smokies. Coach wants some Smokies. See, this is stupid company. Pilot Travel Centers, Pilot Flying J. Horrible name. So Lincoln coming up. He's just, Lincoln's been making the rounds lately. I don't know what that's about. Bush coming up's interesting. We got, all the death penalty stuff ramping up. Baker, of course. Baker Mayfield. So, he's connected to Jim Kyle, right? His brother's Jimmy Haslam. His dad's Jim Haslam. Ramsey, of course, John Benet Ramsey. You got Jalen Ramsey in the NFL. Look at this NPC face. You really think that's a person, dude? Come on. Come on. There's no... That's not skin. That's a weird Photoshop thing. Like, that's a portrait. If you've never seen a fucking portrait, how can people not spot CGI? I understand how they can put shit like this on Wikipedia like it's normal. Drives me fucking nuts. And like, you see all these old portraits and stuff. Like, oh, this was supposed to be the king, and they sat there for like ever while they painted this portrait. I guarantee you they used to like tell you that shit was like a picture or something. You know what I mean? Like, that was just like nobody sat and painted that shit. That was just CGI too. It's just whatever this is. This is your portrait hanging in a museum, right? It's all the same. Charles Brown, right? So of course his brother owns the Browns, and he's fucking around with Charlie Brown here. Literally Charlie Brown. It's hilarious. You guys are so clever. He's opposed to, evolution, global warming, all the stuff Coach is opposed to, but like this guy's got to have a weird right-wing spin on it. And like, it's just so stupid. Like, Republicans drive me nuts. Obviously they both do. Right, but like, we're talking about Republicans right here because this motherfucker's a Republican, right? So he's like, signed into law a measure allowing prosecution of a new mother with criminals, to give a mom criminal assault if she had used narcotics during pregnancy. Like, so nobody, I don't think, would say, like, oh, it's really good to do recreational drugs while you're pregnant. But let's say that did happen, and you now got the drug baby or whatever. Is it really helping the drug baby to lock up or charge the newborn mom with something who is already so stressed she's fucking doing drugs while she's pregnant? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this stupid society? I swear to God. Like, you don't, like, Coach is just never gonna support any law ever because, like, I don't understand how anybody can support, like, the concept of any sort of government or anything. Like, we're obviously in some sort of weird dictatorship or prison or something. We didn't agree to any of this shit. We didn't fucking, like, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I know that was a really horrible, poorly inarticulated rant, but, I mean, what else is there really to say? Like, it's just all fucked, and people act like it's normal. I don't know. Because it is normal. What else is there? That's all we know. Coach was thinking of the word translation, right? Coach thinks that our entire language, all we are giving is a translation of a better, more proper language. Like, all our words are perverted. We're kept so stupid because we've never even known a good word, right? That's how dumb we are. Like, we're just completely brainwashed. Let's see. It just talks about his brother. He's 67. So there's Ash. There's Chrissy Haslam. She's also 67. Like, what are you doing, dude? You in an NHL team. You should be married to somebody who's like 30 years old. Get with the Belichick program. Just kidding, of course. Okay, so that is where Coach was starting to make this video earlier, but got interrupted. So let's pick up here. Oh, yeah, Coach snapped out on somebody who trolled him. What the fuck is on Shador's head? That is a ridiculous looking beanie. It looks so stupid. Of course, got like some pyramid thing right there. Like, this isn't even worth fucking talking about, whatever. So, like, someone commented on Christmas, dude, I think Watt just made a good play. Yeah, I think Watt just made a good play. Like, keep in mind, Coach can be as harsh as he wants towards any of these stupid motherfuckers because my channel name is Scripted Sports Predictions. So if you ever think the player just made a good play, you're in the wrong fucking place, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? So I will absolutely flame you. Coach doesn't give a shit. And Coach doesn't care about, like, he doesn't run from trolls, right? Or try to endear himself or kill him with kindness. Fuck that. Just beat the shit out of their dumb fucking asses with facts until they run away, right? So I don't believe you think, but nice try. How exactly does Watt force a QB to forget how to play football and run directly backwards into the end zone for a safety? There's nothing a player can do as a defensive player to just, did he fucking grab him by the shoulder, stare into his eyes, have his eyes make little spirals, and like he hissed his little tongue to hypnotize him into fucking sleepwalking backwards into the fucking end zone for a safety? Shut the fuck up, idiot. It's not how fucking anything works. I can't make a play good enough to make someone else do something absolutely just bonkers, right? Nobody's instinct who could ever be put in a position as a starting quarterback in the NFL thinks, hey, I'm at the 1 yard line, let's run the fuck backwards. Nobody, ever. That's not a thing. So I just can't, all right? This cat here, it's really tough to see. He's in the Murdaugh thing. Coach really thinks this is Michael Cera, but they really pretty him up here. But like when you really look at Michael Cera, it's very obvious that's not a real face, right? So it's like hard to even try to do like a 1-to-1. You got to go with the vibe on that one. So, you know, like I said, way better looking. The face looks way different, but there's just certain angles where the mask slips when you watch him for like hours on end. Because like this is the best one I guess I could get. And I might be wrong, but there's some Michael Cera vibes there. I'm like positive. And to Coach's credit, he fucking nailed this cat who they straight up tell you, and he didn't look anything like this dude in the show. I was like, that's gotta be who that is. And Coach was right on the money. So I was like, well, if I nailed him, right? So, okay. So Coach is like, fucking Bill Paxton has to be Matthew Broderick. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have the pictures up, but it was just like driving me crazy. It was like Bill Paxton, definitely Matthew Broderick. Well, you know, the role he's always regretted is fucking Ferris Bueller. All right. They got the Sixers and the Clippers both playing on Christmas Day. That's got to be good for us. We're definitely winding down soon. Mahomes in the box instead of gutting it out on the sidelines, right? That's not a good look. Coach doesn't like Mahomes at all. Coach thinks, you know, they always like tell you like ass backwards stuff. You know, whenever you see like exorcism stuff, like, isn't it really weird how it's handled? It's like they're like screaming at the demon and stuff. Like it's like they're almost like the demons, right? You know what I mean? Like to me, if you wanted to get a demon out of somebody's body, assuming they're real, blah, blah, right? Coach's line of thinking would be like, oh, we'll get like the sweetest grandma ever to come around and like start baking cookies, and the demon just won't be able to stand it. It's just going to run for the fucking hills. They can't take that shit. Right? So like, no, instead of killing it with kindness, they're always like yelling at it and screaming and doing all sorts of weird rituals, burning like seemingly, you know, it's like, oh, we're going to burn sage or whatever. It's probably heroin, right? Some opiates or whatever, like trying to get everybody all fucking doped up. Right? So Coach thinks that they're putting demons in you when you see that shit. Right? Coach thinks that that's what priests and stuff are good for, is putting demons inside of people, not the other way around. Let's see. Oh, so number 77 on the Ravens here apparently is one of the worst linemen in the entire league. That's very weird when, you know, Luke wears 77, VJ Edgecombe, 77, something to keep an eye on. Rob Reiner, okay, recently had his body found. They think it's like some sort of connection, possibly to Trump, blah, blah, blah. But even better, you know, Coach has been looking for all in the family connections because of Ball in the family. And, you know, we got like Archie Manning and Arch Manning coming out and stuff. Well, what do you know? Rob Reiner played Meathead on All in the Family. Isn't that crazy? So let's see. So Matthew Stafford was contemplating retirement. The MVP run nobody saw coming. Nobody saw coming. Absolutely nobody saw coming. Keep in mind, Coach's top drafted quarterback in fantasy was Matthew Stafford. This was our starting quarterback from day